Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Mountain Talk. To be completely honest with you, this is the second time I'm now recording this, because I think it's just hard for me to kind of get my thoughts around all of this. Because if you did not know, a lot of stuff got leaked on the Game Freak end. We've been getting a lot of insight on, kind of just beta stuff and some other stuff. If you know, you know why I'm laughing. We're gonna get into it. But yeah, a lot of stuff has been leaked, and I real quick, trying to get out the way. The footage in the background is just some scrap footage of me opening Stellar Crown. It was supposed to be a video, but Audacity kind of crapped out on me. Actually, Audacity has been crapping out on me a lot recently, and there's like a part of me that's kind of nervous. I deleted it and then re-downloaded it, and so far it's been good. So I think the problem is behind this. But I am still a little weirdly nervous. Not what the video is about. I apologize. What the video is about? Oh my gosh, Game Freak leak. Oh my gosh. First off, I want to say that it's kind of a bummer that we have to this is how we have to get this information. I don't know. It's just so cool to see behind the curtain in all these ways. I kind of wish that they would show us this kind of stuff on their own, and I feel like, if they did, they would get to choose what they show us, which I'm sure they would appreciate that power, because I don't think they like that it's happening in the way that it is happening. But it's just really cool to see all this stuff, and I kind of get also on their end, why. For one, they wouldn't want to show beta stuff, and for two, it's kind of weird, no company does that. No company shows beta footage. But it's just a weird thing that, would be cool to see for any game. MMOs, World of Warcraft, or League of Legends, or I don't know, any game. It's just cool to see behind the curtain and see how the devs make decisions and how they kind of go from an idea to the final product. It's cool to see, but yeah, it's just not a common thing for companies to really show that stuff, which I think is why it's so exciting to see here, right? But and also another thing I kind of wanted to briefly mention was just I'm hesitant on what I believe and what I trust on what I see, because I don't know, even now some of the companies or some of the accounts that I follow and whatnot, there's only one main one that I follow. I'm not going to name them, but most people know who I'm talking about. You probably follow them too. Even they've kind of come back and said oh, hey, we've apologized, and for tweets that they put out were wrong and stuff. So I appreciate them coming back and kind of correcting when they do accidentally post misinformation. But it's just with so much stuff being leaked, I just feel like it's so easy to slip in fake things, and there's so many reasons to do it, you know what I mean? Even just, to get more people clicking on your account and stuff like that. I'm not saying that he's doing that, but other accounts could be doing that, it's just so easy to do, and there's a million other reasons why, people would want to fake stuff. I mean, come on, I'm not gonna faking stuff on the internet. Let's just be real. People love doing that stuff. So I'm hesitant on what I believe, but also Nintendo did themselves say, hey, we did get a breach. They I don't really know what they say because I can't really read Japanese that well, but they did confirm that stuff did get breached. So obviously some of the stuff that we're seeing is true, and I believe honestly 99% of it. I think a lot of it is pretty real. It just feels real, right? When I look at it, there's part of me that's okay, it is hard. There's doubt in everything I see, right? But when I was looking at some of the beta forums, Cacturn was one that really stuck out to me. So cool, so dark, so unlike some of the other Pokemon that we see. Its head totally looks like Sharpedo, and I just felt I had this battle in my head where it's okay, part of me is it totally makes sense for it to be beta, because if it got scrapped, maybe they took that head and got Sharpedo out of that, it totally makes sense for them to kind of recycle things that don't get used. Then the other part of me is but maybe if someone's faking it, I mean, where would they go to fake it? They would probably just start mixing and matching Pokemon. It looks like a creepypasta or some Reddit post. I don't know. If they were gonna fake stuff, that would be one way to do it, right? To draw pre-existing stuff, because it kind of already has that Pokemon feel to it. It's a literal Pokemon. I feel like I'm not explaining myself properly, but there's just a bit of doubt with everything I see. So, you never know what is fully real and what's fully not. But I really liked seeing everything. Really, there's not too much to talk about. There's a couple of main bullet points I want to hit, but really, it's just cool to see, and that's kind of just I feel like that really is the extent of it. It's not the most shocking thing ever. Nothing's like crazy, mind-blowing, insane, except for a couple things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it. Okay, we are. But it's not like anything crazy. It's just cool to see behind the curtain. It's cool to see beta Pokemon. It's cool to see them, before they were finalized and just get a little bit of a peek under the hood, and to see that stuff, I think, is just really cool. I think everyone's just kind of enjoying seeing all that. A couple beta Pokemon I really, really want to talk about. The first one is Latican. So I never knew about this. I don't know. I even now I still don't fully understand. But apparently, there was some official art of this Pokemon that is clearly Blaziken, but also is flying and looks like Latios and Latias. And I guess now in this leak there was even in-game sprites for them that look pretty finalized, honestly. So I think it was towards the end when they really made this change. And is it not really awesome? I really like this, and there's a part of me that has to be realistic, because okay, yeah, I really like it. Do I like it more than Blaziken, one of my favorite starters? Right now, yes. But maybe that's just that recency bias. I bring up recency bias a lot because, I don't know, I think it's so powerful. When I see this Pokemon, I'm like, oh my god, it's so much better than Blaziken. But I really gotta relax and just right now I do think that, but we'll see in a few weeks how I feel. People are getting outlandish with Warabito, a Wallabit. I know people are kind of using it the English name. There's no English name, yeah, but people just kind of make it easier for us to say it. It's a crazy thing. People are saying it's better than Mudkip. Gosh, man, that's just a little bit extreme. Mudkip's one of the, in my opinion, one of the best starters ever. Easily one of the best water starters. Oh my gosh. But I get what you're saying, 100%. Dude, it's so cute. And as someone who loves Score Bunny, Wallabit is, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Oh my gosh, I've hit some crazy hiccups. Oh lord. Wallabit is adorable. I do want to say, I think it's, I feel like it'd be weird for the inner tube on evolving and stuff like that. I feel like that's just gonna be what do you do with the inner tube as you evolve? I feel like maybe you can have it detach and become a weapon. That'd be kind of cool. But also, I feel like weapon Pokemon are kind of corny. There's not too many I can think of, but I typically don't like humanoid looking Pokemon unless they're fighting type, or unless that's kind of the only, maybe a psychic type. Really, fighting type is the only time I don't really like. So, okay, I'm getting on a tangent now. I forgot even what I was talking about. But I like seeing the beta stuff. It's cool that just especially some of these Gen 3 betas and stuff like that. There were really some different tones that the game could have had, and I really like seeing beta UIs and battle stuff. Music, I didn't even mention this in the first recording. Music has been cool. Hearing beta music and stuff like that has been really, really awesome. I really just appreciate getting to see behind the curtain. Especially as someone who kind of does a little bit of game dev, I just really appreciate that. Everyone appreciates that. What am I saying? I just think everyone appreciates that. All these games, we really grew up with them in our childhood and stuff like that. It's crazy to imagine, how different the game could have been. I think it's just cool to see that. But it's also really cool to see the other stuff. So there's been lore kind of stuff coming out. So they've been showing documents about, I guess their perspective on how the lore is going to come out. Oh my gosh, anime. Let's talk about the anime stuff. Oh my lord. So apparently, if this stuff is true, it's going to be so exciting. At least for me, I'm really excited for. So there's the current anime, right, with Liko and Roy. And apparently, it is confirmed the same universe as Ash. I think we already knew that. I think Cynthia was in that and stuff like that. So we already knew that. But apparently she is related to Ash, which people did theorize because of the little swooshy Nike symbol thing she's got in her hair. And apparently we're going to, throughout the show, meet Ash's friends or reunite with them. We'll be reuniting at the characters here. We'll be meeting them for the first time. And it's all going to lead up to some kind of 2-year time skip, which I'm so excited for because I personally love time skips in just TV shows and anime. So super excited for that. If that's true, that's awesome. There were movie leaks and stuff like that. A lot of stuff, there was a new anime and a movie that were described as kind of geared for older audiences, which, dude, I think there's a huge market for that. People my age, people 24, 26, when Pokemon was first coming out, we were 6, 7, 8. 4 or 5 even, some of us, like, we were literally brainwashed to like Pokemon. Like, look at some of these adults nowadays out here buying like plushies and shit, me buying Pokemon cards, like, we have been brainwashed to like Pokemon. So I totally think like making movies and stuff like that for older audiences and stuff, like gearing some of the stuff towards us. I mean, maybe I'm biased because it's me, but I think there's a market for that. Like, there's so many people my age who still love Pokemon, even older, even slightly younger, and even younger audiences. They kind of crave content geared for older audiences anyways, you know what I mean? I think that's really common. So I don't know, I would love to see more Pokemon stuff geared towards older audiences. Alright, I'm beating around the bush. Let's talk about it too. So like I said before, we've been getting a lot of insight on the lore, which is really, really cool. I really appreciate to kind of see that. One thing I did not appreciate is seeing the freak getting put in Game Freak, man. I don't, what the hell have I been reading, man? So I haven't read a lot. I read the Typhlosion one, and I read a little bit of a Slack Off one or whatever, slacking or whatever, because I knew I was gonna make a video, so I was like, okay, I should read a little bit more. But I'm not reading that shit. I'm not reading anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not. The Typhlosion one was horrid. It was an unpleasant, uncomfortable experience to read that. Like, I genuinely felt uncomfortable. I did not like it. Like, what was that, man? He was like, she had like Stockholm syndrome for him. At least that's how I felt when I was reading it. When I was talking to my buddy, he was saying that like she got her memories wiped or something. I don't know, dude. It was just an uncomfortable read, and it got worse and worse every like 4 sentences. It just got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. It was like her dad came, and like she was begging him not to kill him, and he did anyways, and then she gave birth. Oh my gosh. Someone's giving birth. Like, I read the Slacking one too. Someone giving birth, and that one was fucked up too. It was like, it was just fucked up. It is horrid. I don't understand why. Like, maybe in lore geared for older audiences, like, I get it. Like, if you want to do some real fucked up shit, like, that's fucked up shit. Like, making people uncomfortable, that is sort of the name of the game sometimes when you make lore. This is a children's game, man. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, we want, like, they always, like, I feel like the fallback and the excuse for so much of the poor decisions they make in terms of like gameplay and stuff, they always like, oh, it's for kids. Like, the champion in Scarlet and Violet was brain dead, boring, easy. And you know what, man? You know what I say? I say it's for kids. I'm not gonna be hard on them. It's for kids. But you know what, man? If like we're gonna keep saying this game's for kids, what is this smut? What is this that I'm being forced to read? And there's a part of me that like wants to believe it's not real. I'll say this: I'm a Pokemon apologist, and I don't really use that term a lot in my channel, but I use it a lot in real life. Like, I'm just someone that Pokemon can do no wrong by. Like, no matter what Pokemon does or says, I will forgive them and support them. But what the hell is this, dude? What is this? I am disgusted, and I am unhappy, and I am displeased. I just do not understand why that even exists in the first place, and why it was saved. Dude, if an employee brought that to a meeting, I feel like, how is that? How did that meeting go? How did the rest of the table go? Oh yeah, that's a great idea, Mr. Tanaka-san. You nailed it. That's awesome. How did they not like send that guy to jail when he brought that up in the meeting? I seriously, I have to be a fly on the wall on that meeting. I don't get it. But yeah, that's pretty much really all I have to say. Seeing all the leaks and seeing all this stuff is awesome. I love being able to see alternate color palettes, alternate possibilities of what some of these guys look like. I really, really like it a lot. And also, actually, one thing I will say, I really love that people are making fan art and like high quality versions of some of these like goofy looking pixel art beta forms, because it's really cool to see that stuff fleshed out, and I don't know, I like it a lot. So I really appreciate all the fan art people doing that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. I'm really not happy with how I got my thoughts out on this video. I feel like I'm gonna post it and I need to think of so many things I wish I wanted to say, but I've just had a hard time wrapping my thoughts around all this stuff, especially the pokey smut. I don't even know where to go with that, but thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys all in the next one. Dude, my outro is falling apart. I used to be so good at it. Now I just don't even. Thank you guys very much for watching. Feel free to comment. If you do, I respond to all comments. And I will catch you guys all very shortly in the next one. See you, goodbye, thank you, and peace.